1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 490, Royals at Twins. Welcome back, baseball fans. 1971-74 Carryover League. We are back in the round of 7 series in the American League Midwest at the bottom with Kansas City and Minnesota. Two teams who have greatly disappointed this year, trying to not find their season end in this round of 7. It's going pretty well for one team, bad for another. Let's look for the overall math here that these teams need. So here is this round. The Twins beat the Royals 4-2 in the first half, so they have a +2 tiebreaker advantage. The Royals find themselves a game and a half behind the Twins as we start, with 7 games left. Winning 4-3, unfortunately, is not good enough for the Royals. They would cut it to a half a game, but the Twins would still have a tiebreaker, so unfortunately, Royals would need the tie-breaking game, the 8th game, and win the series 5-3. So 5 wins for the Royals, or 4 losses, and it's over for them for the season. There's a chance that the Brewers, who fell to the White Sox and are 2 games under 500, could fall into 3rd place, but they'll continue in the tournament. And let's see what's happened. Game 1. We have a robust hitting affair or a horrible pitching and defense affair, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Burt Blyleven for the Twins, Mike Headland for the Royals. Bottom of the first inning, you get an error by Blyleven, a stolen base, and a 2-run homer by John Mayberry, 2-zip. But in the 5th inning, Mr. Headland falls apart with a walk, single, ground out, single. Then Larry Gura comes in with his big old can of kerosene out of the bullpen with a double, an error by Fred Patek, another double, and another double. And this is getting ugly in the 5th and 6th innings here. As the Twins start piling on runs, I think they got like 10 or 12. It gets all kind of muddled when you bat around twice. So which runs they all came, which innings these all came in. But it's pretty ugly. And the Twins are no shakes here. Blyleven given an easy lead. A single, ground ball to Rod Carew turns into a single. Ground ball to Rod Carew turns into an error. So nothing earned in this inning. a double by Piniella, a sac fly. It's whatever to 5, 10-5 or 12-5. Sac fly in the 6th. Blyleven will be done after 6 innings. And then the Royal bullpen gets even worse. Rich Hinton comes on in, and then you have a Tony Oliva 2-run homer, and you have a Jim Holt 2-run homer. Final score of this Donnybrook, did we call them that back in the day? 15-6, little league game, I guess, full of sloppiness. 15-6 for the Twins. Tony Oliva hitting 406 to start the day, went 2 for 5, so he's in 405 now. But still in his particular quest. A road win for the Twins, more importantly. Game 2 in Kansas City. The Royals desperately need a win. Can they get one? It's going to go extra innings, I'll tell you that. You had Jim Cott versus Roger Nelson, the premier pitchers for each squad. Didn't pitch like it, though. Harmon Killebrew 2-run homer in the first. Piniella single and a Mayberry triple, 2-2. 4th inning, you get a ground ball double play, so that scores a run with no RBI. 3-2 Twins. Bottom of the inning, interesting. Patek single, steals 2nd. Then in attempting to steal 3rd, he gets it, and the catcher throws the ball in left field, and Patek gets up and runs towards home. So he steals 2nd, steals 3rd, and scores on the errant throw by the catcher. Manufactured Fred Patek run. An error by Jim Cott didn't hurt, which is bizarre, because he's normally a gold glove pitcher. But anyway, it's 3-3 here. The Twins get a 2-run double by Chico Cardenas in the 6th. It's 5-3. Royals peck away at Cott for a run in the 7th. The final lines for both starters who got no decisions. Nelson, 8 hits, 8 innings, 7 hits, and 5 runs and 5 walks. Cott, 8 innings, 10 hits, and 4 runs and 2 walks. It's a 5-4 game in the bottom of the 9th. With a runner on second and 2 outs, Pete Riker comes in to close it out, but Lou Piniella greets him with an RBI single to tie this thing into extra innings, only for Larry Gura to give up 3 singles and a sac fly in the 11th inning. And then eventually Stan Williams will close this out for the Twins. So, yeah, I mean, you're seeing that both these teams have their problems, but one team has more, and that's the Royals. They have a lot more problems. They're not getting any relief pitching at all. Their starting pitching has not been good this year, as good as their cards. And though they're getting timely hitting, their defense hasn't helped them either. And there's a general feeling of discontent here with this Royal team. Meanwhile, the Twins will take advantage of that stuff. The bad news is Tony Oliva goes 0-for-5 in this game. And sadly, that means his batting average drops below 400 for the first time in a long time. Series switches to Minnesota for Game 3 in Minnesota. It's Marty Patton versus Tom Murphy. And in the bottom of the 1st, the Twins come out roaring. A Carew single, an Oliva double, a Killebrew double, a Chico Cardenas single, 3-zip. Top half, an error by Killebrew. A walk single and a double play scores an unearned run, making it 3-1. Bottom half of the inning, a walk, a pass ball, and an RBI single makes it 4-1. In the 5th inning, Heisel solo homer, 5-1. Marty Patton's not having a great year either. 6 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. The reliever, Rich Hinton, actually pitched 2 scoreless innings, so that's progress for these Royals. Tom Murphy, a starter 7, had a nice day. He actually didn't even play for the Twins. He was picked up as a free agent. The number 4 starter, but he can pitch on 3 days rest, something that Jim Cott and Dave Colts can't do, which is why Murphy was acquired, actually. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and 5-2 lead. Bill Campbell closes us out. 3 in a row for the Twins, showing that they are making progress. And more importantly, Tony Oliva went 3-for-4 today, so that brought his average to exactly 400. How about that? He got back up there. He's sitting at 400 right now. 5-2 win for the Twins, 3 straight wins for the Twins, which is great news as the Royals seem to have their suitcases packed for a fishing trip or something. Let's look at the overall standings now. And the Twins are up 3-0. Here we go. Actually, these Twins, as you can see, they have moved temporarily into 2nd place, and they have a 500 record. And frankly, all these teams out west, they got work to do. I mean, they've got to start winning more games, or they're not going to make it to the playoffs, or even to the 3rd round of this postseason tournament. They've got to win more games than this. And the Twins, give them credit. They were 12-15. They got to 500. Now they need to get over 500 by winning today. They need to win today or win tomorrow. But they got to get this Royal Series over with, because here are the Royals, closer to the first pick in the draft than continuing on in this tournament. They'd have to rip off 5 straight wins. And after ripping off 5 straight wins, they'd probably get knocked out in the first round, in the next round of the tournament. So I don't know what to say about Kansas City other than they've really been overmatched for the second half of this. They were in first place in April, and then after that, it's been a bad May, a bad June, and a bad July for the Kansas City Royals. Tough break there. Twins need to win this game. Game 4 from Minnesota. We have Paul Splittorff for the Royals. He's got a really nice card in 71. 2.69 ERA in 144 innings, a starter 7. And for the Twins, Dave Goltz, his rookie card is 72. 91 innings, 2.67 ERA. He's also a starter 7, but the lefties get him. So he usually gets some help from his bullpen to assist him. It's a question of when they go to that bullpen. From the Twin Cities, looking for a 4-game sweep, a very important 4-game sweep to get the Twins season back on track. It'll be Pat Kelly leading off for Kansas City. 34 grounds a second. Amos Otis 1-7, triple on 4. He gets it. He's at third for the rookie George Brett. 1-9, first B, and playing back, and no. He doesn't score or get thrown out to play. Just kind of stands there at third base. So with 2 outs, it's Mayberry. 56 for Mayberry. Triple 1-4 off the Golds card. Another triple. They're giving triples out here in Minnesota. And the Royals get on the board. Lou Piniella. 37, Skies to center field. 1-0 Royals. Larry Heisel leads off. 36 is a K. Rod Carew. 1-9 is a base hit. Double-A Steeler against the -2 McKirkpatrick. They are gonna... Let's see what happens here. Cleo James. 1-9 for Cleo James. Double 1-10 is a single ... Runners on the corners for Harmon Killebrew. B Steeler being held on base. 56 is double 1-2. Single ... You've got 2 pitchers with the same template. The 5-4 to 6 column, and we've been hitting it with regularity here. That is single ... So that will plate Carew. Cleo James ends up at third. Playing back for Tony Oliva, who bats 5th versus lefties and 3rd versus righties in this configuration. Hitting 400 as we speak. Tony Oliva. 32, grounds to second A. 4-6-3 double play. Oh boy. Might be hitting 399 now. I don't know. Anyway, top of 2. Tie game. It's Ed Kirkpatrick. 55. Hit the column again. Homer 1-6 double. If you're going to hit that column off of Golds, this thing's going to be over quickly. Popovich, 45, left. Patek 1-9. There you go. Double 1-6, single, and another run. And Patek is prone to make steal bases, and he will. He steals second base. And with 1 out, like he did in the previous game, he wants to steal, trying to steal third with under less than 2 outs. And here we go. 18, though. No, that's not going to work. Getting aggressive when you're down 0-3. What do you got to lose for Kansas City at the bottom of this lineup? And then it'll be Al Cowens. 68 pops to second base. Well, they took the lead. And Mr. Patek got a little aggressive there. Stole second, could not steal third. Bottom of 2. Chico Cardenas. 58, short X. 2E27 for Patek. That is an error. Sloppy ugly baseball here early. Jim Holt, 6'10", center X. But we have the great Amos Otis in center field. It was a 1E6. Makes the grab. Phil Roof, the roof is on fire. 65 flies to right, and with 2 outs, Eric Soderholm, 47, is a K. Top of the 3rd. Both teams have sent the similar number of batters to the plate. Top of the lineups with Pat Kelly. 2-8 is a K. Amos Otis bounces to short. And with 2 outs, it's George Brett. 59, short X. This is Mr. Chico Cardenas, a 2E12 shortstop, makes the play. 3 up and 3 down, and Goltz rights his ship. Larry Heisel. 1-8 will be a walk. B Steeler, he'll stay put there for Carew. 3-6, let's take a look at the Rod Carew card of 1973. Struggled in the first half, hitting 230, 240 with this card, which is ridiculous. A 350 hitter, a double-A stealer, a 2 defense, 30 doubles, 11 triples, 62 walks. Arguably his best year as a second baseman. When he moves to first, he'll hit 388 and 77. But yeah, 3-6, single ... runners on the corners for the Twins, down a run. They're going to go up and hold because you got to hold Carew anyway. Cleo James, 34, 5-3. Runner from first goes to second. Now you got second and third with 1 out. Well, if you brought it up before, you might as well leave it up. Killebrew. 62, first C, smart move. And now they move it back for Tony Oliva. 37 is a K. So the Royals played their infield up scenario, and it worked. Doesn't always. They have a 2-1 lead into the 4th. It's John Mayberry. 6'10". Short X. Again, Chico Cardenas makes the play. Sweet Lou Piniella, 2-7, bounces to third. And Ed Kirkpatrick, 58, second X, Caruza 2, and he makes the play. And Goltz is retired 7 straight after that stolen base attempt. Bottom of the fourth. Royals need to, Twins need to get going here. Chico Cardenas. 1-7 bouncer. No, 1-7 is a K, excuse me. Jim Holt, 55, off the Splittorf card. That is a triple. Automatically. How many is that today? 3 of them in Minnesota. 3 triples. Outfielder's supposed to be falling down or something. Infield's going to come up again, just like in the previous inning, to prevent a tie. Phil Roof. 52, pops to short. And with 2 outs, Eric Soderholm. 2-7. Let's take a look at Eric Soderholm's card in 1974. 276. 10 homers in over 500 plate appearances. Yeah, by this time, he finally takes over for Killebrew at third base, where Killebrew turns into a designated hitter. And he'll be in his final year of his amazing Hall of Fame career. But anyway, Soderholm, great guy. They loved him in Minnesota and in Chicago and in New York, wherever he played. 2-7 is a single. That will tie the game. 2-2. Back up top, Larry Heisel. 33, bouncer to third. We got a nice game today, folks. It is 2-2. We go to the fifth. It's Paul Popovich. 65, second. Freddie Patek Philippe bounces to short. And with 2 outs, it's Al Cowens. 2-8 is a K. Look at Mr. Goltz go here, folks. After a shaky start, he has settled down nicely into the bottom half of the fifth. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. 2-2, bottom of the fifth. Rod Carew. 1-3, grounds to second base. Cleo James, 69, pops to first. And with 2 outs, it's Killebrew. 1-3, misses the column, bounces to short. Splittorf settles down. We go to the sixth. It's Pat Kelly, the Reverend. 1-8 is a K. Amos Otis, 68, pops to second. George Brett, 68, pops to second base. Boy, Mr. Goltz, you see, this is the type of pitcher Twins would have in the later part of the decade where he became a 20-game winner. But he's very young here and doing an outstanding job now after the start. Bottom of the sixth for Splittorf. It's Tony Oliva. Needs a hit for that 400 quest. 54! It's a single. Splittorf, a bizarre card. In the power roll 4, it's a single, and then in a 5 roll, it's a triple against lefties. Doesn't give up a homer on his card. I'm just taking a look here. 4 home runs in 144 innings. That's a heck of a pitcher. Splittorf. Probably his best year. Doesn't get a lot better. High floor, low ceiling. I like to call that sort of thing. All right, you got to leave it first for Chico Cardenas. 64. Catcher's card. Kirkpatrick's a 3-9. You get the pass ball, so you got a runner in scoring position. For Jim Holt. 57's up flat to right. And with 2 outs, it's Phil Roof. The Roof is on fire, and he flies to center field. Briskly moving game. Into the 7th we go. It's 2-2. The pitchers breaking innings, both of them. See how we go here. John Mayberry, a lefty. 64. Catcher's card. Oh, he's a 2-16, and he's out. Now the right-hander Piniella. 58 is a liner to short. And now you got Kirkpatrick, a couple lefties coming up. Ed Kirkpatrick. 1-6 is a single. Paul Popovich, not the kind of hitter to provoke a pitching change, so Goltz will pitch to him. 68 gets him out to pop to second base. Nice little start for Dave Goltz, 2-2. Stretch time here in Minnesota, and we are actually enjoying Mickey Hart's 1972 Rolling Thunder LP. Mickey Hart. Great stuff here. Grandma's Cookies. Yeah, Deep, Wide, and Frequent. Fletcher Carnaby. All the great hits of Mickey Hart in one great LP in 1972. There you go. All right. Bottom of the 7th we go. Paul Splittorff. He will continue and face Mr. Eric Soderholm. 57's a K. The best pitched game of the series thus far. Larry Heisel. And defended, you could say. 2-6 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Carew. And 2-5 is a walk. He's going to try a stolen base. And he is going to be out stealing. Wow, folks. Good defense today and good pitching. It's hard to get runs. Finally. We go to the 8th. Dave Goltz. Patek and Cowens. And then we'll see when we turn it around up top what we do. Patek really desperately needs to get on base here to help the Royals continue their season. The pitch to Freddie. 3-11 is a bouncer to short. One of the reasons why Patek is batting 8th or 9th all year, just doesn't get on base enough. Al Cowens. 52 pops to first, and with 2 outs, it'll be Kelly and then Otis. Pat Kelly. 5-10 is a walk. Now he's a base stealer. Roof's a 0-armed catcher. Let's try and get this guy in scoring position. Kelly's going to take off. And he rolls a 2. The T rating of Roof is T1 at 12, rolls a 16. So now you got to run in scoring position. And we're going to let the righty Goltz battle the righty Amos Otis here in a key moment. Pitch to Amos Otis. Let's look at Amos Otis' card, actually, and you'll see why. Amos Otis' 73 card is 26 home runs, a 300 average, 63 walks. Beast dealer, great range and arm, of course. Much, much better against lefties than righties. And Dave Goltz is much, much better against righties than lefties. So it's a good opportunity for the pitcher to attempt to get through 8 innings. The pitch to Amos Otis. 37 is a grounder to short. That's a single chance versus a lefty. That's a grounder to short, and Goltz survives 8 with 2 lefties coming up in the next inning. I'm thinking his day is probably done. 2-2, bottom of the 8th. Splittorff. Frankly, he simply should just continue pitching because there's nobody better than him except the closer, Bird. This looks like a 2-man game. Splittorff and Bird for, I don't know, 12 innings. 9 innings for the starter, 3 innings for the reliever if it goes that far. So Cleo James will lead off in the bottom half of the 8th. 1-5 is a base hit for the Bee Stealer. Now you got Harmon Killebrew. Let's take a look at the Hall of Famer Killebrew. 71, he's still swatting them. 28 dingers, 114 walks, and a 254 batting average. Full season, by the way. We actually have this unique opportunity to get Soderholm and Killebrew on the same roster. Usually Soderholm comes in for defense late in games. Today Killebrew's been the DH, so we haven't needed it. Killebrew couldn't have been a DH in 71. Another opportunistic moment. So here is the pitch to the Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew. 45 off Splittorff, pops to second base. Now you've got the 400 quest of Tony Oliva. 1 for 3 today. Let's look at his card. We haven't looked at the Hall of Famers yet. My goodness. So, incredible amount of power against lefties. Tremendous batting average versus righties. Might want to look at that 3-7. Single 1 to 18. On a 3-7? That's like a... That might be hitting 400 versus righties. I don't know. Or close to it. Probably not enough walks. Hit 337 with just 25 walks in 71. His last great year. The pitch to Tony Oliva. 33 is a pop to second. And with 2 outs, it is Chico Cardenas. Pitch to Chico. 67, Splittorff, skies a left. All right, 9th inning, we're pulling Goltz. We're going to go situational lefty time. John Morse. Twins have a pretty decent bullpen. They have Pete Reichert, Bill Campbell, Morris, and the aging Stan Williams. John Morse, however, is a situational lefty from the Brewers. 2-2, 3.71 ERA in 71. Really good against lefties. And you have 2 of them in the 9th. 2 that aren't going to come out of the game either, Brett and Mayberry. So here we are in the 9th. George Brett versus John Morris. 59, sky's the center. John Mayberry. 48 flies to right. And with 2 outs, it's Lou Piniella. He'll continue to pitch to him with Kirkpatrick on deck. 45, second X. This is Carew at second base. He makes the play. Morris will most likely continue into the 10th, if there is a 10th, and Splittorf's final inning. He can only go 9, and the only starters that go extras are my starter 9s. He doesn't qualify. Bottom of the 9th, looking for a sweep, 4 straight. They need to do it here, and it'll be the bottom half. Holt, Roof, and Soderholm. Here's Jim Holt. 56 off of Splittorf is single, 1-11, and he rolls an 11. Big break for the Twins. Holt's a 10 runner. They're not one to go to pinch runners and such. They'll leave Holt at first, and it'll be the dangerous Phil Roof. Phil Roof, 44, is center X, but that's Amos Otis out there, who is a 1-6 in center field. And that's a high can of corn. Eric Soderholm. Runner at first, 1 out for Eric. 2-8 is a K. And with 2 outs, back up top to Larry Heisel. Could use a 2-10 here to walk this thing off. The pitch to Larry Heisel. 5-11, second X. And that is Popovich is a 2-13. And that is the end of the 9 innings. 2-2, another extra inning game. Second of the 4 to go to extra frames. Splittorf will be done after 9. And in the top of the 10th, John Morris will continue to at least have Ed Kirkpatrick announced. And actually, they're going to let Ed Kirkpatrick swing away here. He's pretty good against lefties. Let's take a look at him. Pretty symmetrical. Nice little player, Ed Kirkpatrick. Very versatile player. In 72, he had 275, 364 at-bats. Decent amount of power and walks. You could put him at catcher. First base, you used to be able to put him in the outfield too. Very versatile player. He will swing away here in the top of the 10th against John Morris. 2-3, grounds are short. Now you have Popovich, Patek, Cowan. So you have righty, 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 and then back up to the lefties. Oh, I think you have to, yeah, you're going to have to pull. You're going to pull him. Inning in the 3rd, he was perfect. But he's just not that great against righties, and you got these dysfunctional bottom 3 hitters. Let's go Stan Williams, the long tenured Twin here. Stan Williams, 4-5 with a 4.15 ERA and 71. He will come on in the top of the 10th inning and face Popovich, Paul Popovich. On the bench, if you're wondering, we have Rojas, Josephine, and Oliver, all righties. Popovich has power, though, believe it or not. Let's get a better hitter in there. So Popovich will leave the game, and they'll go with they're going to go Bob Oliver here. Popovich was playing second. We'll plug a second baseman later. Let's go to Bob Oliver. Nice little 72. Bob Oliver had 20 home runs for the Angels, had 269 and 600 plate appearances. Seems like a good moment for a pinch hitter. Bob Oliver in the top of the 10th against Stan Williams. Here's the pitch. 5-2, rolls back to the mound. And with 2 outs, it's Fred Patek. 54, pops to first base, Stan Williams. Oh boy. We need a second baseman. Yeah. We'll just put Cookie Rojas in that spot where Bob Oliver just was. And there we go. Okay, bottom half, no more Splittorf. Royals in a tough situation here, folks. They really are. They're going to go to their all-star closer, Doug Bird. If you're wondering, bad teams have a tendency to have their closer end up in the all-star game. And why is that? Well, the few wins they get, that closer probably gets the save. And so the underused Bird has a ton of saves this year, while the rest of the team was pretty bad. And Bird had a very nice 73, 4-4 with a 2.99 ERA and 102 innings. And he will come on in and pitch 3 innings if he can. Bottom of the 10th, and it will be Rod Carew leading it off. For 12 bounces back to the mound. Cleo James has power. Bird gets up a solo shot on 4. He'll swing away. 1-4, flies to left, and with 2 outs, it is Harmon Killebrew again. 45, homer, 1-4, fly ball the rest, and unfortunately, we get the rest. We don't get the homer 1-4. Nice job there, Doug Bird. That ball ends up on the warning track. We go to the 11th. Stan Williams. Pitcher's game. Didn't seem like it was going to be that way. It turned into an incredible pitch, a gem of a pitcher's game here. It'll be Al Cowens leading off in the 11th. 66 off Williams. Sky's the center. Back up top to Pat Kelly with 1 out. 57 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Amos Otis. 4-4, center X. Center fielder is Cleo James, a 4-8 in center field. That's not very good. But he makes the grab on a 4-8. That's a snow cone catch if I ever saw one. More bad luck for the Royals here. If you watch their previous series, they had horrific luck against the White Sox, and it's continued to a dismal season thus far. Williams has gone inning and 2/3. And we go to the bottom of the 11th, and Doug Bird will continue. And it will be Tony Oliva leading off. 37, single 118. I spoke about this roll before. And he can't get it. Oh, that could be the 400 crusher right there. 3-7 versus a righty. I said he's got single 1018. You saw the card. He does not get that. And now today, he is 1 for 5. Oh my goodness. That's just mean, folks. Plain mean. Rude. Rude thing to do to Tony. 1 out, Chico Cardenas. 38, that's a base hit. Winning run at first with 1 out, and it's Jim Holt. 57's a K, and with 2 outs, it's Roof. Roof's not good against righties. They're going to go Meterwald. George Meterwald will bat for Phil Roof. He can't hit righties very well. The pitch to George Meterwald. 33 is a fly ball to center. Oh my goodness, folks. We go to the 12th inning. Stan Williams is a relief 3, so he can continue. And he will. Oh boy. It'll be George Brett leading off in the top of the 12th inning. 1-3. Flies to right. John Mayberry could win this thing with 1 swing of the bat. 53. Rolls to first. And with 2 outs, it's Lou Piniella. 2-9. Lines to third base. Stan Williams and John Morris. Look at that. 12 up and down in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th innings. Outstanding work. And Stan Williams, his day will be done. So all that remains is the Twins' best relievers the longer this game goes. Bill Campbell, Pete Reichert. So they're sitting in pretty good shape. Not to mention, this is Doug Bird's final inning. So the Royals can't win this game in Bird's final inning. So here we are. Bottom of the 12th. It'll be Eric Soderholm. 4-4! There it is, folks! 4-4! You saw the Doug Bird card? It is gone. Soderholm has the power, and there's your Twins. They walk it off. Eric Soderholm's getting mobbed. The Twins are now in really much better shape than they were when this series started. A 4-game sweep. Doug Bird went 2 innings and a batter. And Stan Williams will get the win here. A 3-2 win in 12 innings. Wow. Twins win. This is not what we wanted to see, or not we, but this is not what the rest of the American League wanted to see, because they respect the Hall of Famers on this Twin team getting the band back together for one last push. You know, we're talking about the first division champions of the American League West in 69 and 70 were the Twins, participants in the 65 series. And they're pushing these veteran guys into their mid-30s to see if they can go back one more time. Stan Williams gets the win. Again, the relievers didn't... We got a strikeout for Stan. That was about it. Yeah. Dave Goltz, 8 innings and a no decision, 5 hits and 2 runs. They came early. A walk and 3 strikeouts. Doug Bird, tough loss there. Got 5 out of the first 6 batters out, then a home run. 2 hits and a run. He does strike out a guy, and it's only fitting that the Royals season will end with their all-star taking a loss. That's not pretty. Splittorff, give him some props here. He went through 9 innings, giving up 9 hits and 2 runs. Only walked 2, struck out 7. 100 12 010 11 311 25 311 25 14 28 28 14. This also means that the Twins have moved all the way up into second place. So they will play the dregs from the American League West. This is an opportunity for the Twins to somehow have a slim chance at a wild card here. Given up for dead. That's how quickly this stuff can turn. Of course, they play the Royals, who are now suddenly in contention for the first pick in the draft. Oh my goodness, I would never have predicted that, but that's how bad the Royals have faded. Yeah, the Twins, they get to 16 and 15, so they're over 500, which is, you know, fantastic news for this team. They're hitting 273. A lot of that's Oliva, of course. 3.52 ERA. Y11's 4-3. Nothing really, obviously, with a game over 500. You're not going to find much in the pitching department. It looks sparkling, decent. But stick-wise, you know, Oliva still has a chance at your league MVP. 8 homer, 26 RBI, and his numbers now are 49 for 125. 392. So, yeah, that last game wasn't a good day for Tony. He went 1 for 5. But somehow his batting average has gone all the way down to 392. Carew, remember I told you about him? 31 for 134. 231. You add those two guys together, you get about like a 320 hitter. So one guy's hitting 400, the other guy's hitting 231. Also, the Killebrew, he's got 6 homers, 17 RBI, 18 walks to lead the club. 18 stolen bases for Carew, so at least when he gets on, he steals. That's good news. I mean, they're a slightly underachieving team that is right in the middle of +1 mediocrity. Yeah. Meanwhile, for the Royals, oh my goodness, they are now 11 and 21. 11 and 21 for the Royals, and 9 saves out of Bird. Was the highlight, though he just lost his second game. Marty Patton somehow went 1 and 7. It's almost impossible to lose 7 games in this format, but he did. 1 and 7 with 38 runs and 59 innings. ERA around 6. You did have 8 home runs for Mayberry and 26 RBI, but he somehow couldn't make it to the All-Star game because their team was so dismal. Yeah. 11-21, 16-15. I'm going to plug that right in here now. Minnesota 16 and 15, and Kansas City 11 and 21. Another bad season for Kansas City. This was them a year ago. Wow, their roster does not look that bad. It really doesn't. 16, 15, 11, and 21. I'm going to do a sort now of this Midwest. And you'll see the change that has occurred in the middle. White Sox are fine. They're at the top. But the middle teams have flipped spots. So there you go. See, the Twins are now 16 and 15. The Brewers are 14 and 16. So they're clearly a second-place team and a third-place team. That will happen sometimes. This is what happens in this round of the tournament when you have the top half playing the bottom half. Chances are the middle guys, they'll flip roles as they face different levels of competition. But the point is, you want that challenge. You want to face the first place team and knock them around. Because we've seen some success, not with the Brewers, of course, but we've seen some success with that second place team. Here we are. We saw Detroit. They were 3 games back. I'll take the Expos on. Boom, they beat them 6 out of 7. We saw the Cubs 2 games back. I'll take on the first place Cardinals. Boom, they beat them 5 out of 7. Giants did the same thing. They knocked the Astros off their perch. So it's good a lot of the times. It wasn't good for the Brewers. Minnesota 16-15, Brewers 14-16. So in the next round of the tournament, we plug in the second place teams in each division here. And yes, it is going to be the Twins are the second place team here now. Oh, wrong division. They're here. They're the second place team in this division. And they are game over 500 at 16-15. That stays the same. And the Brewers will be down here playing the Western team, a couple games under 500. So, the top half of this bracket, we know that Cleveland finished in second place with 7 over. We know that the Expos 6 over in third. We know that we still don't know about the Yankees and Red Sox yet. And this could be the Orioles as well. So we don't know which team that will be yet. We can get rid of that one as well. So Cleveland and the Expos have chartered the second and third place there. Twins and the Brewers have charted second and third place there. This is their records over 500. Cleveland 7 over, Twins a game over, Expos 6 over, Brewers 2 under. So the last thing to do is to plug in the American League East second and third place teams, which would include Baltimore, and the American League West's second and third place teams, which could include California, who is at least better than the Mariners and the Rangers. So that's what is left to do in this bracket for the next round. Anyway, it's all about the Twins today, folks. Break up the Minnesota Twins, a 4-game sweep of the Kansas City Royals. That's it for today. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.